kill me. Alright, I'll start over. Pretend nothing happened. I will trim that afterwards. So, these... Let me just run through it again, real quick. Army, Thankful, 6 Rattling Guns, 12 Gisales, Doomflayers, Deceiver with 20 Clan Riots, Skaven Manifestations, Gnawhole. The entire plan for this is for Doomflayers and Deceiver to run up the sides, score an early battle tactic if I get first turn. I pretty much got first turn all tournament. I don't think I went second ever. No, I didn't. The one time I didn't get to pick, my opponent gave it to me. Other than that, I got to pick often because I only have 2 regiments. That, like, the sooner you finish deploying, the sooner you get to... Like, if you finish deploying first, it means you get to choose who goes first. Anytime I had the choice, I took it. Although I do want... I think... There was one game where my opponent kind of talked me into giving it to him. Just a second, did I? Skaven and Skaven. I went first, turn 1. It's not marked, but I did. Went first. Opponent went first. Yeah, Korn. This guy made me give him the first turn, and it paid off, obviously, but went first here, and I went first here. Yeah, all other 4 games I went first. Anytime I could choose to, except that one time where he talked me into it, and then the one time I didn't win, because if both armies have 2 drops, then it's basically like you roll to see who deploys first, and that person will usually choose to just finish deploying, and then they get to choose who goes first. Anyway. Yeah, as I was saying, the entire plan is for Deceiver and Doomflayers to be quick, move up the sides of the board, score, take the flanks if it's on a battle plan where that is possible. If not, they just want to harass and charge something. Rattling Guns hide in a hole until I can use them efficiently. I don't want them to get hurt before they have to. Just Sails, I usually deploy 1 on the line so they're ready to shoot their 24 inches right away at whatever melee bullshit my opponent is deploying on the line. Other Gisales are usually next to my Gnawhole, holding an objective, ready to teleport it through that to wherever my Rattling Guns are going to shoot something. And then Thankful is there to summon the bell, teleport around, and use his custom spell, which is... to shut off commands and do a little bit of damage. Most importantly, he shuts off command for my whole turn and then my opponent's whole turn until my next one. So it's also kind of a disincentivizer for going double. Because if I use it on a big monster, that means he can't rally in my turn, he can't rally in his turn, and then if he chooses to go double turn, then he also can't do anything with that thing in his turn until it's my turn again. It's extremely punishing when it goes off, which it rarely does. It casts on a 7, he has a +1. You'd think rolling a 6 up on 2 dice would be easy, but no. Turns out that's actually the hardest thing to do in the world. Like I said, the battle plans were rolled randomly every round, so even though I had put them up in an order, that ended up not being the order we went. And first game, I got was mission Better Pot of Valor, and I got to play into the winner. As you can see over here, my only loss for the entire weekend was into this motherfucker. He has 5 units, a 640 point unit of 6 cavalry, Bellicor, who is just the most insane data sheet in the entire game, who I think was deployed here, honestly. Chosen, who are also insane, they're the infantry version of these horses. A wizard, who can point at a unit and give it a 5-up ward, which is insane. This army also has a spell for 3d6 charge. I'll get back to that later. And then 5 Chaos Knights, they're just called, which are like the budget version of these horses, but they're still very good. Spoiler alert, in this army, I only killed this guy and these guys. So turn 1, what I did, I got to go first. I knew I needed to get rid of Be'lakor because he's a piece of shit. Be'lakor has a... Hello. Be'lakor has a 4-up unrendable armor save. That means no matter... Like, he's not going to pop any strats to defend himself because he can't change it. I'm not going to do anything to get more rend. Doesn't matter. I just have to pepper him with shit. So what I did turn 1 was I decided to deploy both Giselles on the line in range of this first Gnawhole. What they called? Objectives are down here. Jesus Christ, this game was some fucking bullshit. I went first. I put my clan rides over here and my Deceiver over here. Deceiver moves his 10. He goes to here. Clan rats auto advance 12. They went to, that will be there-ish. I made my second hole, I think, right in the middle, thereabouts. Somewhere in that range. And I put my rattling guns out here. These guys stayed here, these guys stayed here. They made sure to be... Like, a couple of them could shoot Be'lakor if that was necessary. It ended up not being. These two units together nuked Be'lakor just right away. He was just dead immediately. Which felt great, because he's an insane tech piece, buff piece. These guys could not... These guys redeployed backwards. Wait, did I? No, I think maybe I put my rattling guns down here and I moved these guys to teleport them here so they could shoot more stuff. These guys moved backwards so I couldn't reach them. And these guys ended up just shooting this terrain piece. So terrain piece and Be'lakor gone. This guy was probably back here. There was some reason I couldn't reach him. Maybe I put these guys back here, honestly. Okay, so his turn happens. These guys moved their 5 inches forward. These guys moved in here, charged these guys probably. They died too. Like, they didn't even get to make... He didn't even have to make a wound roll. Just the mortals alone killed them. He did 21 mortal damage, and they died. Let's put them out here. Deceiver got to just be on his own for a little bit. These guys... I'm forgetting... What did Thankful do? Maybe Thankful just stayed down here for a bit. The bullshit that happened... Why do I remember this weird? Just a second. I need to confer the documents. The scriptures. Game 1. Let's see. Here's the game. Is that it? Yeah, but that doesn't really show much. What the hell? Okay, yeah, I think I remember what happened. These guys probably did stay back here. And these guys were here. So in his turn, I moved these guys 6 inches backwards, because I can do that. What then happened was the biggest bullshit I've ever seen. These guys rolled a 17-inch charge. This guy does his magic spell for a 3d6 charge. He rolled a 6, 6, and a 5. That's 17 inches. And these guys went like this. Down here. Touching my rattling guns and killing these Giselles. They just fucking died. So that was some fucking bullshit. And now he's on my home objective. These guys can't shoot next turn. These guys are here. Thankful. Probably not doing anything yet. I think he started moving in here in my next turn. Nah, that's not yet. My Doom... Oh, that's what happened. My Doom Flares went forward here. Not enough to charge. These guys killed them. Got a buff, so they got better. That's the thing this army does. Anytime it kills a unit, their stuff just gets permanently better. It's a huge, like, win more army. Like, anything they do... Lower the music? I can lower the music. I don't know, it sounded fine to me, but... I guess it changes from song to song. So yeah, so these guys died. These guys got some buff. Doesn't fucking matter. Stupid. It's like, this army is fucking ridiculous. Like, you pick a mark for all the units. So these guys were Khorne. These guys were Nurgle and Nurgle. This guy doesn't matter. It means these guys are -1 to wound in melee, which is not really relevant ever, basically. Unless I fight them with Thanquol or the Deceiver. And these guys had Khorne, which is +1 attack on the charge. And they're already like 3 attacks each. Means they're 4 attacks each. Means they run in with 24 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Spoiler alert, they killed these guys and got like permanent +1 to hit just always. So they hit on 2s now. Great. These guys got something. I think they got a 6-up ward. Later they got that again and it stacks. Because of course it does. So now they have a 5-up ward. Yeah, in my turn, I think... I don't remember what these guys did. I think they were pretty much dead. Yeah, I might be misremembering this. Like, if all of this was still left... Slay the Entourage, he did that. Ordain Charge, that's next turn. What am I not remembering here? I got 4 points on objective control for holding as many as he did. He gets 6 because now he's holding all of these and this one with his Chosen. Maybe the Chosen also killed a bunch of rattling guns. These guys were alive. Maybe they just stayed alive. I want to say that's possibly what happened. Because then... Next turn, these guys, I shot them as much as I could. Oh, maybe what happened, like he killed these and he killed enough of these that they weren't in combat anymore. That's probably what happened. Because I remember next turn, I shot these guys as much as I could, killing them down to like 4 guys. Thanquol charges at some point. Kills them down to 1 guy. This guy at some point ended up down here. And this 1 guy and the Sorcerer together kill Thanquol from full. That's 14 wounds with a 4-up save, 5-up ward. These 1 infantry guy fights twice, hits and wounds with everything. I fail every save. I don't make any ward saves. This guy also does some damage, and they just kill him. And that was ridiculous. That should not happen. Then Knights run down here, attack this, take it from me. The Deceiver ends up back here and back here. He did not give a shit about the Deceiver. The only reason I kept scoring pretty good on objective control is because the Deceiver was free to just fuck around. I think I ended up making another Gnawhole probably back here. Spawning some... Like, respawning my Rattling Guns. Respawning some Gisales here and there. And I was able to stay in it. We ended up only 8 points apart. Somehow. And, like, all of my stuff just fucking died. Like, he did not care. These guys just ran roughshod. I never even touched them. Knew it was pointless. The Chosen making their 17-inch charge around my screen and onto my home objective, killing off a big hammer unit and half of my biggest hammer unit. And then 1 guy killing my Warlord. It's like... That's epic as fuck, but that's not good game design. You should not get 3d6 charges, and there's just too many armies that do it. That was it was silly. This was a silly game, but it ended up being like all right. Like I did okay. 36 points against this bullshit is honestly pretty admirable. Game the next, I believe, was against Blades of Corn. Game 2, Battle for the Past. This was Blades of Corn. This was the guy who convinced me to make him go first. So he did. And when he goes first, his stuff is very slow. Like these guys move 8, they would move out here. That's a 10-inch charge. You usually don't get that. I also found out these guys have a 2-up save, which is insane. Stuff in Sigmar does not have a 2-up save. I think I can count on my hand the number of units that have it. It's like all... Let's see here. Cavalry. Slaves to Darkness. Let's look up the most expensive character in the game. Archaon the Everchosen. This motherfucker is... Where's his points? Where's his cost? Here. 890 points. He is basically half your army. He has a 3-up save. And a 5-up ward, 25 wounds. Like, killing him is no joke. I have done it before, because a 3-up save, that's only, with all-out defense, that's only a 4-up. If you just pepper him with enough Jezzails, he goes down eventually. But Jesus Christ, it takes some doing. He moves 14, his base is massive, he's fucking insane. There's a reason he's 890, but people still don't take him. 2-up save. What else has a 2-up save? Cruel Boys? No way. Ironjaws? Maybe. What is something that could have a 2? Kragnos does not. He has a 4-up. Mega Boss? Maw Crusher? No. 3-up. Tusk Boss? Gordrak? No. 3-up. Yeah, probably nothing here. I don't see what... Ard Boys? That's a 3-up. Nope. Ossiarch Bone Reapers? I don't think even they do. Catacross? Nope, 3-up. Almost everything in the game has a 3, like at best a 3-up armor save. I believe there's a Stormcast unit. Look at all these units. So much shit. Infantry Annihilators. I believe they have a 2-up. Yes. Annihilators have a 2-up. They move 4 inches. This is fine. 3 wounds each. Hit decently well. Yeah, doesn't really matter. So there's them. There's the city's steam tank. There's the Seraphon Bastillodon. And then, for some reason, looking at... Oh, I guess Blades of Corn is the only Chaos one that's not here. The Mighty Skull Crushers are also a 2-up save. So that's like... That's 4 units I know of that have a 2-up armor save. 2-up armor save is fucking insane. Because, like, Jezzails are good because they have a built-in Rend 2. These guys pop all-out defense. Now they have a 3-up save. That's wild. Okay, so the rest, like these up here have a 4-up save. Scarbrand has a 4-up. These have a 5-up or a 6-up. They're just dogs. Well, again, this is a unit with not a lot of stuff. This is an army with not a lot of stuff in it. He has the priest on his altar. He's got a character leading these guys. He's got one character leading these guys. Scarbrand, who is an auto-take. He's insane. Again, once more, it's a unit with a 3d6 charge. He just has that. In the opponent's turn as well. Anytime he charges, it's 3d6. But he only moves, I think, 8 inches. Maybe 10. And he does not have fly, because Khorne fucked up swings. So he moved, like, out here. He just spent this turn setting up, basically. These guys moved in here, I bet. This guy stayed there. And the dogs. I think I made a gnaw hole. Stupidly. I think I made one. It's like up here or down here. I made it somewhere. And the dogs just went there, started eating it. They didn't kill it. Next turn they did. Yeah. In my turn, he's probably stayed still. They shot him. They did some damage. He was probably down to 6 or something. He took a lot of damage. These guys shot. Did no damage to these guys. The clan rats moved out to get in the way, basically. Thankful, I want to say... teleported. Where's my Deceiver? Where did I put him? He's here. Deceiver teleported over here because when he's next to... Because this is a terrain feature, that means I can land closer to it than 9. Just have to be 9 away from this guy. But I can land closer to the terrain feature because it's not a real unit. It's not a real boy. So he did. And that gave him a really simple charge. And he killed this building. And then... I want to say in the next combat phase he killed the character. Or maybe I shot the temple first? I don't know. Nah, I didn't. I did not shoot the temple first. He punched the temple. And then he shot some ninja stars at these guys. They took some damage. Maybe he landed over here. I want to say he shot the dogs, actually. Yeah, he landed somewhere over here. He shot the dogs. Charged this. Killed the building. Building gone. Character's still alive, though. He spills out when that happens. So he was like... I think he landed over here, maybe. These guys took this. Scarbrand didn't do anything. These guys went in here. Just in range of it. Not doing anything else. What did I get first turn? I took... Take their land. Because this guy ended up near this. And that's how I got that. That's something you usually reserve for late in the game where you have no assets left and you just want to take a piece of terrain you're next to. So I did that. He took seize the center. He did with these 2 units. Just have to be within 3 of the center. Doesn't have to be an objective in there. He got 3 and... Oh yeah, this is a weird one. You get... Maybe these guys didn't move in range, because you only got 3 points. You get 1 point for holding your own. You get 2 points for holding either of these, and you get 5 for holding your opponents. This is strange. The last one was just 2 for holding 1, 2 for holding 2, and 2 for holding more than your opponent. This one and the next one are weird. Also because this is like a lengthwise deployment, so my usual battle tactic of just getting near the edges here could not work. I could not start close enough to this, and you can't teleport to do that. So that didn't work. I think... Objective control. Yeah, from the next 4 turns, as you can see, I scored a lot of points on that, and he also got a bunch. So... I want to say what happened is Scarbrand moves in here. The long bombs a charge, as the asshole he is. I probably covering fired him. Oh wait, my rattling guns would have appeared somewhere as well. Where did they appear? Maybe I waited with them, because there was no good place, because the dogs were near the hole now. So he runs over here. Probably killed them. There's no way he didn't. Or maybe I probably did a claw steps move out of range again. Then he probably charged both. Killed one. Yeah. These guys charged. The clan rats killed them. Did they? Did something else kill them? No, what happened? No. This guy charged up here and killed the clan rats. That's what happened. So these guys stayed in here. They probably started moving. Oh, whoops. They moved a little further. Up here. Clan rats died. Next turn, I believe I popped out the rattling guns here. Probably spawned. Let's see. Probably spawned another hole, and I bet I did it right here. This guy would have ended up in the company with this guy at some point. Yep. These guys went back, attacked the new hole. This one died. This guy, ninja started them. They died. Like, at a certain point, this just becomes a game of removing assets. Really, that is what the game is. And I have a lot of assets, and I can respawn more. That's how I keep scoring high, even though I'm facing these impossible melee armies. Thankful. I want to say probably started moving. Probably teleported somewhere. I think he teleported back here just to be there to get... Maybe he did that turn too, in my opponent's turn, to take the flanks. I want to say that's what happened. He teleported up here. And I had something back here. At this point, these guys have probably, like, redeployed and claw stepped backwards enough that they were there. Rattling guns. So these guys rolled up, rolled in here, took it, didn't touch anything, just took it. And these guys stayed still. They shot, they shot. He lived with, I think, a little bit. So he ended up moving back down here. Probably killed these guys. And then next turn, he was killed by one of these units. Probably the rattling guns. Meanwhile, these guys have moved way in here. They are now on my home objective. There's nothing I can do about that. This guy ended up standing just here on his own. These guys went to fight the Deceiver. Deceiver teleported up here. This guy, I think, started making a move for the bottom one, just because he was running out of stuff down here. Yeah, Khorne is the god of, like, blood, skulls, and death and destruction. And Scarbrand is, like, the biggest devil he has. But he tried to kill Khorne once, and Khorne hated that. So he fucked up his wings. That's why he doesn't have the fly keyword. And then he threw him so hard that he flew through the galaxy for 7 days and 7 nights. Not through the galaxy, I guess. Through the warp. Which is a weird place. Anything can happen. I can tell by this that in round 3 I double turned. So there's no battle tactic, but I got to kill a bunch of stuff. I bet this guy killed this guy up here. These guys probably fucking ran away. Did some damage to this guy. Died back for the privilege. Dogs were gone. This guy was gone. I was holding this forever, basically. I don't think Thankful did a whole lot more this game. Probably just ran in. I don't know. This fucker, dead. Eventually this guy died. This guy was, like, fucking untouchable. He's like a character version of these guys, but I did end up killing him, I believe. Yeah, because he had one turn, turn 4, where he had nothing but mine, which is still good. That's 5 points. But it does mean that I ended up holding this down here. So I had everything else. I scored 1 point turn 1 because I only have my own. But every other turn, 6. And then 3 battle tactics. He scored 2 battle tactics. Offering of Carnage he failed somehow. He couldn't kill 2 units in turn 3. I don't understand how. I probably ran away with something. Oh, probably what he did. That's probably the turn where he charged the Deceiver with all his stuff, and the Deceiver did a jump out of combat. Didn't get hit as hard. Do not waver. Fight 2 places without anything dying. I think that's when I killed Scarbrand. So something died, and that means you don't get it. Haha. Easy peasy. Fucking, this game is so easy. Game 3 was the other ways of this. Border War. Again, you hold your own for 1, opponents for 5, sides for 2 each. And this was a Skaven Mirror. This guy has 1 unit of Desails, 1 unit of Rattling Guns, 1 big fucking unit of Storm Fiends, a 40-man unit of Clan Rats, and a 20, a Greyseer, Arch Warlock, Doom Flayers. Basically, this is like something I have considered. I only own 3 Storm Fiends. He has 6, but Storm Fiends are just too expensive for what they do. Except in this game, they ended up scoring him like... yeah, 25 points on his own. Basically all of his score down here is because of them. Because I couldn't get rid of them. So, this game was brutal. I went first. I knew exactly what to do. I made a hole. And I want to say I was being a big old meanie head. And I made it right here. What did I do? Maybe they teleported more further over here. I think our terrain was a bit scuffed, honestly. So yeah. Because this guy was behind the terrain, but this unit was also way further over here. And so what happened was these guys moved out. No, didn't get the charge. That's fine. This guy moved out, charged, started fighting these clan rats. These guys, I probably teleported. I definitely did. Just sails here and rattling guns here. Knowing full well that I had to get rid of these rattling guns. Oh, wait. Wrong unit. No, wait. Was it just sails? It was probably just sails he had there. Yeah, it was just sails. I knew I had to get rid of them. So I did. My sails killed them to the wound. Perfect. So that was great. They died right away. The trick to playing against Skaven is to get rid of more than one unit per turn, because he can only respawn one per turn. Round. One per round. And only in his turn and only at the end. So the usefulness is not as good. I think I teleported these guys too, maybe. But maybe they just moved. Like up here. I definitely... Oh, Thankful also moved up. He got a long bomb charge. I want to say into his own gnaw hole. Yeah, he rolled like an 11-inch charge for no fucking reason. Killed this guy. Yeah, we killed the Arch Warlock right away. That was important. Started hurting these. So, like, they're taking some damage. This is 40 guys. They die slow. These guys moved up, scored 10 points. This guy was over here, scored, not 10 points. Scored these two units at the edge, scored 4 points. So that's good. These guys moved up. They probably shot at... I want to say they probably shot these, because they died too. I had to... All this shit I had to get rid of right away. These guys got hurt a bit. I did not teleport, otherwise the Gracier would have been dead now. Yes. In his turn, he... No, wait. These guys were down here. He spawned in. These guys, down here, 9 away. He made a hole, I want to say, here-ish. Put his rattling guns out. I forget what they shoot. I think I was being... Well, he had already made this hole, and I knew that. So Thankful being up here meant he couldn't use this. He couldn't get out up here at all. And I think these guys were pretty close here as well. That meant he couldn't get out anywhere good. So he came out here. And I forget what happened. These guys didn't die. What the fuck did he shoot? I forget. I don't know what he shot. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he was forced to not do anything with them. Because of my cleverness. So anyway, he comes out here, rolls a 9-inch charge. The Storm Fiends go over here. They delete my things on my home objective. And now they just live here. For the rest of the game, they just stayed here. Because he knew if he left, I would just respawn out of this and take it back. And staying here, that's 5 points per turn. This was a great play. Actually, no. It was a lucky play. A 9-inch charge, even rerollable, is still less than 50% chance of happening. It was a risky play, and it paid off. Because if he had failed that charge, I would have just move blocked him, and now he's going to spend like 1 or 2 turns getting over here. Meanwhile, I'm decimating the rest of his army. I covering fired with these guys, I want to say, into the clan rats. At this point, they're mostly dead. I Like, they've taken a lot of damage. What else does he have up here? Nothing. Okay, great. This guy died. Another round of combat. These rats are still alive. Failed the teleport again. This guy's over here casting spells, failing them and getting denied. Nothing works. I know I have to get rid of the rattling guns. Do I have a picture of where I put the last one? Let me just see. Oh, that's what I did. I made my hole over here. I don't have a picture of my third one. But I would assume... Yeah, I can see where I would have put it, though. And it's right over here. Next to his home objective, so I can respawn onto it. That is definitely what I would have done, looking at this image. Eventually, these guys moved around here. They got a charge around the edge of these clan rats into the Grazier, running him over. He fucking died. He took like 18 wounds or something. It was ridiculous. I love Doomflayers. I need 10 more, so I can have 3 units of 4. I want to try that. That's so cheap. And Skaven don't really have cavalry. We only have these, and they're war machines. So there's a bunch of like anti-cavalry stuff that doesn't work against them. It's pretty great. Looking at this picture, I actually have these guys here, my rattling guns there. So yeah, they probably... Oh, if I had to guess, these probably shot the Doomflayers, and these guys shot the Gisales. They were set up to also shoot the Gisales. After protracted combat, Thankful does end up killing. How do I move it forward? Group, bring to front. Does end up killing these guys off completely. Eventually. Took for fucking ever, because he hits on 4s with everything, and it's not great. But you see, he's Skaven, so like he scored 2 battle tactics. That's bad. I scored all 5 of mine. That's 20 points. I was able to remove all his credible threats immediately. Yeah, I can see from this terrain over here that probably what happened was he spawned these guys here and shot at my Deceiver and did almost nothing, which is crazy to me. Yeah, because I had my Doomflayers hidden behind this. It would have been too far away to shoot Thankful. Maybe he tried to shoot Thankful. That's probably what happened. Either way, he didn't die. I then moved these guys over here. Shot them. They died to the wound. Gisales are fucking great. Never underestimate. I never even tried to engage with the Storm Fiends. I probably could have, honestly. They only have a 4-up save and 6 wounds and no ward. I could have probably teleported, rattling guns, shot them, been done with it. Probably... What happened was I teleported these guys down here. They helped shoot off the clan rats. And at this point, there's basically nothing left in his army except these guys scoring him 25 points on their own. And that is basically the entire reason. Oh, the other thing. I scored bad on objective control for the first 2 turns because he had all these fucking clan rats. Like, they controlled his objective so hard I didn't have it until, like, turn 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this was a great game. It's always fun to play against Skaven, but it's like, Jesus Christ, like the mental gymnastics. Having to remember what the fuck they do. Like, I know their tricks, because I am him. I am them. I am him, and he is mine. So this was the end of day 1. I was very demotivated from the first game. Got fucking smashed by some, like the biggest bullshit I've ever seen in my life. Then won my second, which was a surprise, because it was another army with fucking Bane of my existence, 3d6 charges. Somehow managed to pull that out just by movement, trickery, and shenanigans. I pulled out a win against another Skaven. Like, going first was huge in this Skaven game. because it let me just surgically remove the stuff I knew was like his points. Like, it kept these clan reds in place, it kept these in place. I killed his guns, I killed his doom flares, and I took out his free covering fire character. It was huge. Like, I killed 3 units turn 1, and that swung everything because he could only respawn. I guess only one of them was a character. No, it was a respawnable unit. Doesn't matter. He lost many assets turn 1, and these guys never got into play because they were forced to stay here, because otherwise I would just go there. Day 2. Jaws of Galay against another army I was very scared of, which is a Trog herd. Gloomspite gets focused on trolls with this fucker in it, Cracknose, who in the charge phase can elect 3 units, and they all get 3d6 charges. You'll notice a theme for this weekend. It's like half the army. 3 of the 5 armies I played against had access to 3d6 charges, and every single game they ruined my life. And he has these guys who are called Rock Gut Trogoths, reinforced. They're way too cheap for what they do. They have a 4-up armor save, 3 up when they're in the light of the bad moon, which is their army rule. That's like within 12 of this thing, or this quarter of the board, turn 1. And then on a dice, it moves to the middle and covers everything. If you roll a 4 or higher, which he did, so it was in the middle. And then as long as he keeps rolling less than a 4, it doesn't move again. And it didn't. He just kept rolling 1s and 2s. And it just stayed there, covered the entire board. Which means all his troll units had a 3-up armor save for the whole game, which is obnoxious. So, Kragnos is fucking terrifying. He hits like a truck. If he charges a monster, he has an ability where you multiply the dice and that's how much damage you do. It's insane. And these guys cost nothing. They're like 180 or 190 for 3. It's like they're so cheap for 5 wounds and a 5-up ward and a 3-up armor save, and they do 3 damage in melee and shooting. They're so... and they heal when you fight. That's their army, that's the formation. And they just heal at the start of every turn because they're trolls. That's just a thing they have. For what they bring to the table, they're priced to go. There's no way they don't get fucked in the next update. I can't wait to see it. I hate it. I hate them so much. I expect rattling guns to take a hit. And I expect stuff like this and Baron Guard to take a hit. All these insane units that are somehow way too cheap. Like Baron Guard are 640 for 6 horses, but I feel like they should be 800. They're so fucking insane. Alright, so this was another weird deployment. As you can see, there's a big empty space in the middle. Are they popular? Well, it's easy. The trolls? It's a very easy army to build because you need 12 of these, 18 if you're being a fucking asshole, and then that's like half your army, and then you just bring monsters for the rest. Little scoring pieces. For Slaves to Darkness, yeah, the trolls are pretty popular. I've seen them a couple of places. Slaves to Darkness are gonna be a fucking problem because they're getting a new book right away. Like, very soon. And you only need, you need Bellacore, 6 horses, 10 infantry, 5 horses. That was a full army and, 1 little wizard. That's 2,000 points. You need nothing to make 2,000 points in AOS, because the units are so expensive. But as you can see, in all these other battle plans, the red territory and blue, they touch. And here they touch, here they touch there, and here they also touch in the middle. In this, they only touch at the corners, which is very strange, and melee armies hate it, because that means you're forced to start 22 inches apart here in the middle. I love that, because these guys stay still and shoot 24, so that's fun. This game, I knew Kragnos was his War Master, Warlord, whatever. He had the Trolls, and he had these 2 units of little Boingod Bouncers, which are fun, little shitters. That was his regiment. And then this troll was in a regiment with this troll character. The troll character gives +1 attack to troll units within a range or whatever. This guy's just a big beat stick. So turn 1, Again, I got first turn. I chose Slay the Entourage, which is to kill a unit within the enemy general's regiment, which would be anything but these two trolls. So what I did was I made a hole right over here. I moved this guy up. And what else did I do? I think I moved this guy in here just to touch. This guy probably didn't charge. No, he didn't. Thankful stayed here. Clan Rats went in here and touched this. These stayed still. These guys teleported over here. Rattling guns came in over here. Rattling guns demolished these guys. They they just fucking died. That was 4 points, killing them. And my Giselles did like all but 2 wounds to this guy. He was like at 2 wounds. Spoiler alert, this thing stayed alive for the entire game. He just didn't die. So what happened in his turn was this guy started moving down a little bit. This guy moved down a lot. Kragnos went his 10. These guys moved forward a bit. And these guys did I think they did their tricky move backwards. So now they were out of range. These guys were not able to charge and get on this, so I still held it. He chose, what did he choose? Attack on 2 fronts. Hold 2 objectives that you didn't at the start of the game. These guys went in here, held that. These guys followed. I also shot, I think I killed 2 trolls with the Giselles here. Turn 1. So what happened was... This guy summoned a bell, by the way, I think. I want to say pretty sure. Did it like here, so it covered everything. Very important. I fucking love this bell. It's so good. These guys got cut, like they were in 12 now, so +1 to hit and wound, because this was my honor guard and this is his honor guard. So in covering fire, I killed like 2 more, maybe 1. So now there's like 3. They're half strength basically in here. In melee, they failed to kill these rats, so I still had a bunch of OC on this point. I controlled it technically. At the end of his turn, like the shitter he is, he respawned half this unit just on the edge here, which was enough to take it away. I believe that's what happened. Yeah, objective control 6. Yeah, he held more somehow. Wait, how could he hold more? Then he would have had to take this. No, I know how. He didn't take this. Kragnos went. Charged down here. Charged these guys. Charged these guys. Something like that. Now, this is where the fun begins. When Kragnos charges a monster, he rolls 2 dice. If the result is less than a 7, you do basically nothing. If it's more than a 7, you multiply the dice, and that's how much damage you do. He rolled double 1s, so I took 1 damage on this guy. He then teleported out of combat over here and put some OC on here, which is why it was annoying he did this, because technically I held it until he did that. Kragnos then was forced to not fight, which is awesome. Rattling guns probably fucking died. These guys, I want to say was alive. Maybe I think they took some damage from this guy. I don't know. Yep. That's probably it. These guys whiffed horribly. Did basically no damage to the clan rats, which is how they survived. Deceiver took some damage from this guy, but not a lot. Like 1 hit went through, it did 5 damage or something like that. Next turn. These guys went like a whole hell of a lot. They went far. These guys got a long redeploy. Doesn't matter. These guys got the charge anyway, and these guys were fucking dead. So they died. Let me see here. What did I take? Offering of Carnage. Yeah, kill units. So that's what I did. I killed these guys with a charge. These guys by shooting with this guy. These guys probably did nothing. Maybe they fell back. I want to say they fell back. These guys killed off the remaining trolls in here at some point. Like, they ended up dying somehow. These guys probably got killed in melee by this guy. This character was still alive. Bell moved in here, up here. This guy teleported all the way back here, took this. I remember that. In his turn, Cracknose. This guy went in here, fought the Bell. Cracknose charged the Deceiver again. Deceiver did a jump back here, killed these guys. Cracknose again, forced to not do shit. It's fucking great. Like, he rolled a 3 on his ability this time. Did it doing like 2 damage or something. The thing about the Deceiver is that he also heals at the end of every turn, so he was perfectly fine. None of this mattered at all. So now I held his, I held this. Did not hold the middle, because now Cracknose is in there. He's a big boy. Had my home, and I did not have this anymore. These Giselles probably died to something down here. Now the trolls were just in here for fun. At this point, 6-4, 4-4. Yeah, 6-4, 6-4. Okay, turn 3, I was the underdog. So in this mission, the underdog has the power to remove at the end of their turn, after everything's scored, they remove a objective. So I removed this. This one went away. So now he can't score that anymore. I had given up on ever getting down there again. This hole also died, which let me respawn it over here. I had also made one over here. So now I have easy access to all 3 corners. At this point, I want to say I had moved these guys all the way back here. I had respawned some Giselles up here. Rattling guns had come back somewhere as well. Clan rats died. Cracknose probably went down here, killed something, took this away from me. He ended up down here at any rate, which was important for turn 5. These guys went over here. They killed the terrain, so now he can't respawn any more units. Wonderful, because I'd killed the trolls and he couldn't get them back. Thankful. I don't know that he did a whole lot more. What did I score? Turn. Take their land. Yeah, he stood over here and took this terrain piece. Take the flanks. He went over here. Stood there. Meanwhile, I had some guns or something over here. Easy. Cracknose kills everything down here. Oh, these guys went up here as well. Kills everything down here. In my final turn, I auto-advanced these guys 6 down here, so 12. And these guys advanced over here. At this point in the game, these trolls had went back up. And were looking... What were they doing? They were almost in the middle. At some point, somehow, Cracknose did get to charge the Deceiver. He did 25 damage to it. He died. I think maybe I went down here somehow. Maybe I teleported. I don't know. I did something that... That's probably what I did. I teleported him down here to force him to do something about it. I had also respawned my clan rats over here. They moved down here, which made it impossible for the Troggoths to move through here and take this back. I had blocked off this up here. He couldn't take that. And his last battle tactic to do... This guy was dead at some point as well. Yeah, I think I killed him with the Deceiver, maybe. Yeah. So now, he didn't hold. He had the middle, I believe. So he picked seize the center as his battle tactic to win the game. He couldn't do that, because I then did my claw steps move, did this. Now Kragnos is too big to fit. He can't get 2 units in the middle. He got the rock guts in the middle, or maybe they moved up here, took this back, and then he held more, which is what got us to a final score of 42-42. Fucking insane. If I had not auto-advanced these guys and move blocked Kragnos, that it would have been a 42-44. This was such a large brain game. It felt very good tying against something this oppressive. I feel like I made some smart plays. Last game, some people were forced to do rematches. On a coin flip, I got to play against the last faction I had to face, which was the Flesh Eater Corps, an army of ghouls who all think they're still like alive and nobility, and knights and princes and nobles and lords. It's a fucking great lore piece. This guy was pretty new. Like, he had his list printed out. I think he was new. Maybe it was just not very well versed in all this. This mission he hated because it forces low mobility armies to start in the corners and then work their way in. I am Skaven. I don't give a fuck. I put a hole down here with my guns. I did my usual bullshit of moving these guys up, scoring me battle tactic. I then didn't get a charge with these guys, I don't think. These guys got their charge, started hurting these guys. The thing about his army is that death armies have a 6-up board, and these guys have a horrible armor save. Basically 5s across the board, 4s on the important stuff. I think Usharan may be a 3. Nah, it's a 4. Pretty sure. And a 5-up board. They get noble deed points that they can spend on resurrecting units and healing units. So, killing Usharan. Usharan, the big king guy, he's a fucking sick model. Like, look at him. He is so important for this army because he gives off big buffs, and yeah, he's fucking insane. So, what happened was, I spawned my first gnawhole right in the middle because there's no objective marker in here yet. In turn 2, the corners move to here. In turn 4, it moves to the middle. So it's all about establishing a foothold in the, like, don't let your opponent get in the middle just because there might not be anything there yet, but there's gonna be in turn 4, so don't let them get there. What I did, so yeah, these guys fought. These guys castled up here. This was a big 40-man unit of these shitty little ghouls. Usharan is a fucking boss, and then here's like this throne thing with a guy in it. So what I did was, let me see if I have a photo of this, just for reference. I do. So I teleported these to sails here, because this is now sticky. Teleported these guys here. My backline to sails stayed where they were, because they now shoot 24 inches, which is basically forever. Like, they had, their job was to shoot this throne to pieces, basically. What else did I do? Oh yeah, that's right. I summoned a Vermintide for the first time in this entire thing, which also got a charge in here. So that was nice. I can see that I moved this guy up. I don't know why. Clan Rats probably started moving. What did I do first? Yeah, take things. These guys probably moved up a little bit. So, rattling guns, unload, and basically murder these guys, like all the way down to like a third. Just slaughtering them. Then these Giselles shoot this guy down to, I want to say, like 4 wounds or something. Basically dead. I was expecting better, but he almost died, so that's fine. These guys then shoot this throne to death. So the throne goes away. These guys almost go away. This guy's gone. I shoot and charge these knights up here, and they die. Like, they just fucking go away. These guys are untouched. His turn. Usharan moves 10. I don't remember what this guy does. I think he just moves along, maybe. I then covering fire with these guys. Not with these guys. Not killing Usharan. Somehow. He survives. We found out later on that, like, obviously didn't mean to cheat, but he had been playing... This army has a rule, which is he picks basically an army-wide buff in every hero phase. It is like +1 armor save if you're contesting an objective you control. It's +1 to hit if you charged. +1 to wound against monsters. It's all like a good thing if something. But he had been playing it as you just got the buff. So he could just pick +1 to hit or +1 to armor save. So he had picked +1 to armor save. That means Usharan lived. He should have been dead. And that had a big impact on the game. I guess not really, because I did end up winning it. But it meant that Usharan was free to charge down here. Kill these guys. Easy. These guys followed. Next turn, these guys were still in combat. These guys shoot and... I forget what happens here. Let me see. Turn 2, do not waver. He charged and he fought without dying. Slay the entourage. He did, because he killed my Jezzails. Easy. I got slay the entourage, which I probably got by... Oh yeah, these guys moved in here. These guys covering fired them to death. Gone. This guy's now here on his own. I think he then made a counter charge. Moved in, killed them. This guy, I forget what he did. These guys moved in here, took this point. At some point, these guys had started moving down. I charged with these. I want to say I did. Not sure. Maybe they just killed them. Probably just killed them. Died. That's when I found out that they have like rend 1 2 damage and this guy has rend 1 3 damage or something. It's insane. Then he double turns in turn 3. Moves Usharan down here. I move these guys back. Covering fire. He has 6 wounds left. I do 10 damage. He then ward saves 7 of them. He's left on 3. Oh, that's right. I did not get Slay the Entourage, really, because stuff didn't die. Because of the rule we got wrong. So the TO came back and said I just got Slay the Entourage. So I didn't actually kill anything in his entourage, but I ended up getting it anyway because the judge said so. Then... How did Usharan die? I think I charged him with Thankful and Bone Ripper. After he went down here. I did something in melee to him. He ended up dying fucking finally. Turn 3 or something. I probably respawned. I know I respawned these guys up here. No, first I respawned some Jezzails. Where are they? Where are they? They're here. I respawned some Jezzails. He then respawned his knights. Right up here. Charged the Jezzails. Killed them. They start moving down here, in here. Deceiver is like slowly but surely chasing. He also respawned half of the Crypt Ghouls. They came in back here. These guys keep moving down. Being a fucking menace. They kill the clan rats, try to stand in the way. They kill the clan rats easy. These guys, he moves in, they fight. Eventually, they kill off Thankful. Very easy. I managed to stop him from scoring, take their land by teleporting the Deceiver over here and having Thankful in combat. He survived that round. So I had 10 OC on here. He had like 7 or 8. Not enough. After that, these guys move in here, kill them. The Crypt Ghouls make their way over here along with a character. Offering of Carnage I did not get. I could not kill the 2 final units. Do Not Waver. We may have flunked that one a little bit. I think I ended up getting it, but it was like weird. Because that was the turn Thagwell died. I think technically I shouldn't have gotten it. Anyway, I was still have won 32-24. I don't actually know though. Yep. By the end of the game, I had some stuff in here. I held this. Although we didn't mark it. Maybe we just ended up both not getting any there. I think maybe we had equal objective score on it. Something like that. And then I ended up 36-24. Ended up in a second place for the tournament, which was nice. I did not expect to do well at all. Like, after I lost the first game to a 3d6 charge, which, GW, please, can we fucking remove? A game mode where you don't have to declare what you're charging and there's no rules for charging. You just roll your fucking dice and move. 3d6 charge is too much. It's fucking insane. Like, when an infantry unit can move basically 4 times their normal movement characteristic into combat with whatever the fuck they want, that's too much. It's like, could use some restrictions. In that regard, I do think I like 40k version better, although that is too restricted. There needs to be some kind of middle way. Thank you. I was very pleased. It's like, obviously, it's a lot of... a big part of the reason is that we were only 6 people, right? It's like, I was never in doubt of winning this one, because he has no armor save. Like, my units just blend whatever he has. I was very concerned with the 3 big melee armies, because they're so chunky and they punch hard. But Skaven can always, in the rattiest fashion possible, Skaven can always find a way. Like, we just respawn, we come back, we take your objectives. Like, you're forced to either stand on an objective forever or let me make a hole next to it and respawn. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And in the end, it just ended up being a very fun tournament. I was fucking knackered though. For some reason, the county wouldn't allow a sleepover there. In June when we did it last, we were allowed to stay, like, in a adjacent school. Like, we're using that cafeteria for dinner and lunch anyway. So last time we were allowed to stay in a classroom. This time we weren't. And it's very stupid. And I think that's a lot of the reason why a lot of people didn't show up. Because if you're coming from a long way away, like, I only live an hour away, so driving is fine. Like, it's tedious to do at late at night, early morning, twice in a row, 2 days in a row. But it's okay. But for people who live further away than me, there's no way. It's like, it was almost a deal breaker. But I like the people who run it. I like the event. I like the community of that city. Yeah, so I basically just show up and support anything they do. Last time I came second in 40k. This time I came second in AOS. It's fun. It's good times. So what I would change going forward, I would absolutely look at removing Thankful. He's just too expensive. And if there's a way to put in more guns without having to resort to a second regiment, that would be great. Currently, I think the way to go would be... Where is he? Where's the other Skaven player? There. There's the Gracier. I would look at replacing this guy with a Gracier. That frees up 240 points. Now, it would have to be 2 drops, I guess. It's like, it would have to 3 drops. So do this, do this. That leaves me with 150 points. That means now this can be my warlord with the clan rats, or just on his own, so there's no regiment. So he's the only thing in the regiment. So let's put this guy over here, and we'll put 1 Giselles over here. Then we can bring 3 more rattling guns. And I want to say that this list is... Let me see. 300, 300, 300, 900. 1050. 1200. 1320, 1440. 850. 150. This is 2,000 points on the nose. God, I'm a fucking genius. Yeah, but this is 3 regiments, though. That means I will most likely not get to determine who goes first. It'll be more random, and a lot of the power of this list is to determine the first move. But yeah, this would be 9 rattling guns, 12 Gisales, Doom Flares, Clan Rats, 2 Grey Seers to do some very reliable casts, and then the Deceiver to be a pain in the goddamn ass. That is what I would look at doing. Probably if I had to update the list. Man, I'm so smart. Maybe I replace these with Kronspine. This thing never got to see any play. It's a big fucking melee monster manifestation. It's very scary. It would be funny to have it, because the Grey Seer is basically the best thing in the game to summon this. He rolls... They do a cast on 3d6, removing the lowest. You just have to roll an 8 or higher to get this. It does mean I would have to paint this, and I would have to get 3 more rattling guns. That is a low price to pay for power. So yeah, that is probably what I would look at. Otherwise, I would look at removing this guy, keeping this guy, and just adding more guns. Just guns, guns, guns. An impossible amount of guns. This is 410 points. That is basically 1.5... like 1 reinforced and 1 normal unit of something with guns in it. Maybe even a warp lightning cannon, so armor doesn't bother me. There's a lot of very fun builds you can do with Skaven, and this tournament made me think about it a lot. It also made me think, like, all the games where my opponent had 3d6 charges made me think about I have to avoid shit like what happened here. Like this unit going here, like down here, around my screen, and down here with 17 inches. I cannot allow that to happen. All because I had like my unit here, so there was room. It's like, I can't let that happen. And basically that happened in all the 3d6 charge games. Because I'm so used to 40k where you have to pick the unit you're charging, and if you don't make it there, then the charge just fails. You don't go anywhere. And if you pick multiple targets for it, you can't end up in combat with something you didn't charge. It's a lot more restrictive, and I think I prefer that. I find myself declaring charges in this game anyway, like saying, Deceiver is charging the Clan Rats. I don't actually have to say that, because he just does it. Yeah. That was me. That was my tournament experience. That is my second place in this weird little, not super serious, 6-person, quote-unquote, grand tournament. Like, still 5 rounds. I counted it up, and with last weekend, this weekend, and the Wednesday, I did like 9 total games of Warhammer in a week. That's too many. My knees are hurting. My lower back is hurting. I'm old. Anyway, that's me. That's all for me. Thank you for watching. I might catch you later in another painting stream. I am currently doing up my Skaven Deathmaster. He's pretty much done. I don't know what I would paint on the stream. I still have a bunch of stuff. Might do some Rat Ogres. I don't know. Or some Soul Blight. I still have 10 more skeletons. I'm gonna want a gift certificate. I want to get some skeleton cavalry. Anyway, I've been rambling for long enough. Thank you for being patient and watching, and I will catch you later.